and the Baker Buffaloes from Baker, Louisiana. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're in Gonzales, Louisiana to watch this contest between these two fine ball clubs. My name's Greg Allen. Tonight, announcing with me will be Jay Brown, attorney at law from Baker, Louisiana. Jay, glad to have you with us.
Glad to be back, Greg.
At the present time right now, the captains are taking the field for both teams. Captains for tonight's ball game for the East Ascension Spartans will be number 14, Russ Landry, and number 8 for the Spartans, Toby Wagisback. Across the way for the Baker Buffaloes, the captains for tonight's game will be number 20, Vaughn Page for the Baker Buffaloes, and number 50, Goo Allen for the Baker Buffaloes. That's tonight's captains. Ladies and gentlemen, glad to be with you again this week to bring you some more exciting Baker High School football. Tonight's football game between the Spartans of East Ascension and the Buffaloes of Baker High School will be the third regular season contest for both clubs. Coming into tonight's ball game, the East Ascension Spartans have compiled the following record for the opening or jamboree game, preseason jamboree game for the Spartans. They tied Jesuit High School out of New Orleans 0-0. However, in regular season play, they've been more successful so far this year, where they had met in first regular season game against Lutcher. They defeated Lutcher by a score of 11-6 right here at home, and against Assumption in their second regular season game, they defeated Assumption 27-12 away, playing a game at Assumption High School. Tonight is the second home game for the East Ascension Spartans, where they'll meet the Buffaloes here tonight. So far for the 1987 season, the Baker High School Buffaloes are undefeated regular season play and in their jamboree ball game. Captains are taking the field again. We have number 14 Russ Landry and number 8 and Toby Wagisback, and number 20 for the Baker Buffaloes, Vaughn Page, along with number 50 Goo Allen. We're going to have the introduction of the captains with each other, and then we'll have a toss of the coin. We'll bring you up to date on the Buffaloes. Okay, we got some exciting football tonight. The field condition is not excellent. It's been sprinkling rain for the last hour or two preceding this ball game. However, the field condition will be the same for both clubs, as you're aware. Okay, the officials talking to the captains right now will be having the coin toss very shortly. Coin has been tossed. The Baker High School Buffaloes have won the toss and elected to receive. The East Ascension Spartans will defend the west goal. Jay, we got cut short there a while ago. We was talking about the pride of these two schools that represents these two fine communities, and what a challenge it's been in the past between these two high schools, and the fact that we do play for the Mayor's Trophy.
That's correct. Last week when we were in Lafayette, we were discussing this, and you, of course, being on the city council, have an opportunity to see Johnny Berthelot, who's the mayor of this fine city, and Johnny was relating to you that the only time he gets to see that trophy is on this evening once a year, and he'd like to cure that. In fact, he said he's almost going to have to make this a platform in his campaign for re-election, that if he doesn't get the trophy back, he may lose a few votes. But I'm sure that Coach Thomas and his crew and the whole Buffalo team want to take that trophy back to Baker and keep it there. It's been almost a permanent fixture there the last 4 years.
I'm sure both teams are going to be trying very hard to take possession of that trophy tonight. They started the festivities a little earlier today, if you will, and that the two mayors met today at noon to challenge each other in a golf tournament. They're going to play golf today and have dinner this evening and then come to the football game. So both mayors, as all the citizens of these two fine communities, take this game very serious. This is a day of celebration. It's a day of festivity, but it is a day of contest. We don't want to forget that. And everything's for naught for one of the teams if they come out on the short end of the stick. We have both teams taking the field right now. The East Ascension Spartans taking the field on the short side of the field right here. The Baker Buffaloes kickoff receiving team is on the field. Play-by-play tonight will be by Jay Brown. Jay?
Thank you, Greg. They're removing the debris from the field where the East Ascension Spartans have come through the east side and Lamar Thomas, who had a brilliant week last week, rushing for over 170 yards, is dropping back to receive the kickoff. East Ascension is not quite ready to kick off, but when they kick off in just a moment, Lamar Thomas will be back in deep formation to receive. He's flanked 5 yards further up the field by Cedric McNeely and also by Trent Ellis. You remember Trent had a magnificent punt return last week for over 50 yards and has really made the coaches and the other people in 7 Quad A kind of look up at this sophomore. We're loaded with sophomore talent, as all of the other good athletes we have, but the sophomores on our team are fantastic this year. Up front for Baker High School along the front line to receive the kickoff is number 75, Donald Baker, number 62, Mike Abernathy, number 64, Corey Taylor, number 70, Jarvis Brookshire, and number 50, Goo Allen. He was squatting down. He's the captain of the team tonight. Looks like the Spartans got the ball teed up on the 35-yard line, and this game's going to be underway in just a moment. There goes the kickoff. It's deep, taken by Lamar Thomas on the 9-yard line. Lamar moves to his left. He finds an opening. Lamar is in the 40. He might go to 45, 50. It looks like Lamar may go all the way on the opening kickoff, folks. Just like last week, a fantastic run. There are no flags on the field, and it looks like Baker, with only 15 seconds off the clock, has jumped out to a 6-0 lead. Well, Greg, this is more of the explosive Baker High School team that we've seen for 1987. Big plays and more big plays. Just when we think we've seen it all, they do something even more fantastic.
Well, it was a deep kick, Jay, and it was a high kick. It was Lamar Thomas had to delay to wait for the football to come down, and it gave the coverage time to kind of converge on each other. And once he broke past one man up the middle, he was clear sailing, along with some good key blocks besides to spring him.
That's correct, Greg. There was some good blocks. He ran that right up the middle. And when Lamar gets out in front, there's not very many people in this state's going to be able to catch him. The extra point is up, and it's unfortunately no good. But with only 15 seconds elapsed off the clock, Baker leads 6-0.
Unofficially, it's going to be near probably a 90 and 95-yard touchdown, folks. We'll try to get that from the media in just a moment.
Well, that was quite a bit of excitement.
Okay, we're going to take another look.
Baker Buffaloes are going to get ready to kick the ball off after that exciting beginning of the game. And it's always nice when you're on the road to be this short into the game and have a lead already.
The statistician, Jay, says that the kickoff return was 91 yards. That's the statistician in the press box, I would assume.
I believe that's going to be right, Greg. I think he did take the ball in on the 9-yard line, but it was beautiful, however many yards it was. Well, the Buffaloes are getting ready to kick the ball off, and in deep formation is number 1 for the Spartans, Ronnie Jacobs. And it's a short kick that's bounding around, and they're just looking at it, and the Buffaloes may have an opportunity for a recovery on this play.
The Buffaloes are right in there to get the football.
They're unpiling right now. We'll see.
The officials indicating that the Spartans have recovered the kickoff in good field position for East Ascension.
Well, we had an excellent opportunity on that. A lot of hustle on the part of the Baker kickoff team. We'll get a chance to see what that defense looks like. Last week they played an outstanding game. Von Page was in every time you looked around on a tackle, and the young Sullivan, young man, intercepted 2 passes, if you remember last week. We've got 6 interceptions over 2 games, so we're going to be seeing what the Baker Buffalo defense is going to do. It's 1st and 10 for East Ascension on their own 38-yard line.
Good defense by the Buffalo.
That's right. They had an awful tough middle last week, and
I believe that was Walls, number 46, making the tackle on that play.
that was a very short gain. It's going to bring up about 2nd down and 9.5 yards to go for the Spartans. It's a long snap count. Quarterback hands off, and it's a run off the right tackle that goes little or nowhere. He's brought down by Vaughn Page, number 20, and Tim Gooden, number 77.
Also in on that tackle, Jay, was number 21, Robert Sullivan, who came from linebacker position from the opposite side of the field. Robert Sullivan also having a fine game last week against Como, along with Vaughn Page.
That's right, with those 2 interceptions. This is going to bring up 3rd down and about 7 yards to go. There's a mix-up in the backfield, and the Buffaloes are there to throw the Spartans for a loss. The quarterback and the running back had their...
Thomas Cobb, number 66, was in on the tackle, along with number 46, Marcus Walls.
That's correct.
So far, good defensive effort by the Buffaloes, Jay.
Yeah, they're starting out looking just like they did the last several games that they played. This is one of the hallmarks of the Baker team, is to have a really tough defense. It's going to bring up 4th down and 9 yards to go. So they're in the punting formation, and back deep to receive the punt is Trent Ellis and Lamar Thomas. Lamar Thomas takes the ball on the 18-yard line. And
well, I think they called a clip against the Baker Buffaloes that time.
Well, perhaps so. There's a flag down in the field, and we'll have to see what it is. Lamar Thomas returns the ball to the 24-yard line, but as Greg has noted, there is a flag on the field, and we'll have to wait for the officials to discuss what it is. And the initial indication, it is a penalty against the Buffaloes, so they'll be marking off some real estate against them.
We're going to take another look at it, Jay, and see.
All right.
Pick up exactly what happened. It appeared that the East Ascension Spartan had a step on Terry Causey. Terry Causey caught him from the side on the shoulder pad, but the official ruled that the Ascension Spartan had the advantage, and it would be a clip.
That's right, Greg. It's going to bring up a 1st and 10 for the Buffaloes, starting deep this time on their own 12-yard line. This is really their first offensive possession. Johnny Fletcher is at quarterback. He hands off to Lamar Thomas right up the middle for a gain of about 2 yards. Starting tonight in the fullback position is number 33, Eric Butler, the sophomore that put in a fine performance last week. Lamar Thomas, number 9, who had a brilliant week last week. Johnny Fletcher, who's still wearing number 15, folks. If you're used to seeing number 11, Greg found out what the mystery was over the week. Someone has appropriated the number 11 white traveling jersey, so for the rest of the season, you're probably going to see Johnny in number 15 when we're on the road.
Yeah, appropriated or misappropriated. We don't want to say there was any theft going on.
No, of course not. There's no theft in Baker. We know that.
Definitely a jersey missing in the Buffalo camp, Jay.
That's all right. If Johnny performs as well tonight as he did in number 15 last week, we may just leave it on him for the whole season. There was a sharp gain on 2nd down. This is going to bring up 3rd down and about 5 yards to go. Cedric Meneely is split wide to the right. There's a small gain up the middle.
Got a couple of handkerchiefs on the play this time.
Yeah, I believe Cedric kind of jumped the gun there, it looks like. That flag's right down there by the...
The Spartans could refuse that penalty because it would be 4th down and still perhaps a couple of yards to go. If they take the penalty, it would still remain, I believe, 3rd down. They'd have another opportunity.
That's Johnny Fletcher.
It's going to be declined by the Spartans to put the Buffaloes in punt formation with 4th down, about 2 yards to go, Jay.
Well, Greg Mook goes into punt formation, deep punt formation. And he gets a fine high kick that's going to be signaled for a fair catch right on midfield. Well, we'll get an opportunity to see the Baker defense in action again here, Greg, and they've got only half of a field to work with. But the way that they played these last couple games, it really doesn't matter where they start out on the field. The Spartans come up to the line of scrimmage to be 1st and 10 for them. It's a handoff and an attempted sweep. And the whole right side of the Baker line is waiting for him. Greg, can you get some of those numbers as they unpile?
Yep. Robert Sullivan again was in on that tackle, number 21 for the Buffalo.
That's correct. He throws it for about a yard loss. They'll bring up 2nd down and 11 yards to go.
So far, it's early in the ballgame. So far, the Baker Buffalo defense has risen to the occasion, Jay.
They're controlling the line of scrimmage. There's no doubt about that thus far. It looks like we're going to see our first pass of the game. He throws it downfield, and it appears to be complete to number 1, Ronnie Jacobs, right at the 1st down mark.
Ron Page hit the man as he went up in the air to catch a football to give him a somersault, but the East Ascension Spartans with good hands came down and maintained possession of the ball.
That's right. He got just enough for the 1st down.
Very good offensive play by the Spartans on behalf of the quarterback and that receiver, but very fine play on behalf of the Baker Buffalo defense also.
The ball is spotted down on about the 39.5-yard line of Baker High School. It's 1st and 10 to go for East Ascension Spartans. Russ Landry sends his running back in motion and hands off straight to the middle. There appears to be a fumble on the play.
I believe
and yes, Baker High School has recovered the ball on their own 40-yard line. Well, Greg, you just can't say enough for that defense. They are some hard hitters out there, and they're just...
Well, we got field position on this possession by means of that fumble, Jay. So the Baker Buffaloes, like you said, will take over 1st and 10 on their own, about on their own 38-yard line. Maybe they'll be a little bit more comfortable. We'll see a little bit more action from the offense this time than we did.
That's
down
correct.
tight inside the 5 or 10 yard line.
Johnny Fletcher hands off to Lamar Thomas up the middle. He's hit initially at the line of scrimmage and dives forward for about a 2-yard gain. Right across the 40-yard line.
So far from the line of scrimmage, both defenses, the defense on both teams have played good football tonight, Jay. Neither team from the offensive line of scrimmage has really excelled.
That's really what we expected, Greg. Both of these teams, the Buffaloes from 7 Quad A and the East Ascension Spartans from 6 Quad A, seem to figure in the district races in both of their respective districts.
Well,
there's a mix-up on the play, and a bobble ball. I believe that's Cedric McNeely, number 23, recovers for the Buffaloes on their own 34-yard line.
Will Gotro in the game for the Baker Buffaloes, number 84.
That little bobble is going to bring up 3rd down and about 14 yards to go for Baker Buffaloes. We might see our first pass here. The Buffaloes haven't put it up in the air yet tonight. No, they're going to keep it on the ground. The handoff to Eric Butler. Eric gets to the outside, but he's collared down, and he's going to come up well short of the 1st down, Greg. It looks like it's going to bring up about a 4th down and 9 yards to go, which we'll see Greg Moot come back in to punt. I'm sure he'll feel a little bit more comfortable punting from this part of the field than he did close back to his end zone before. Both defenses, as you pointed out earlier, seem to be ruling the line of scrimmage right now. Greg hits a nice high punt that rolls dead on about the 38-yard line of East Ascension, where they'll take over 1st and 10. And with 5 minutes left to go in the 1st quarter, Baker still leads 6-0.
Well, it's good heads-up football that time by the East Ascension punt return team, and that the ball was high and it was delayed off the side of the foot of the punter, and they didn't try to field the football, and they gained good field position by taking possession at their own 37-yard line.
That's correct. With the field conditions out there, it may be a better wisdom to let it hit in a situation like that and roll dead. All right, Russ Landry's under the center for East Ascension. He hands off around the right side, and Baker, left side of their line, is there. The stop and goal.
47.
Number 42, Scott Clark, is in on that tackle.
Second down and 8, number 40.
Is there one? We've got an unidentified number 47 down on the field. Sorry, folks and parents of the player. We don't have him on our program, but he was in on that tackle too and did a nice job. Francis Rose out to his right. He's looking to throw again, and Scott Clark is right on top of him, and now there's a flag down on the play as that ball went incomplete. We got an intentional grounding signal. He was in the grasp of number 42, Scott Clark, and it appeared to this reporter that he threw it up in the air, but we'll have to defer to the wisdom of the men in the striped shirt.
Jay, we want to give due to every player out there that does a fine job, and we might not see a 47, and perhaps might have been number 42 a while ago that you called on that tackle. I see 42. It has been alternating in the football game.
We have been prone to make a mistake once in a while, folks.
Well, they're calling intentional grounding against the Spartans to the advantage of the Baker Buffaloes. That'll move the ball back against East Ascension, making it third down and a long 18 yards to go. So
that's correct. That's a very severe penalty. You lose the penalty yardage and the down.
So far, East Ascension is the only one that's tried to put the football in the air, so we might see it again being third down and long yardage.
It's a long snap count, and they're going to defer to wisdom. They hand up the middle to Ronnie Jacobs. He gets a very short gain. And that's going to bring up fourth down and almost 11 yards to go, and we'll see a punt from East Ascension.
With 4 minutes left in the first quarter of play here in Gonzales, Louisiana, folks, the Baker High School Buffaloes lead the East Ascension Spartans by a score of 6-0. That's 6 points coming on the initial kickoff, a kickoff return of some 91 yards by Thomas for Baker.
Trent Ellis and Lamar Thomas are back in deep receiving. It would appear, folks, that the ball hit Lamar Thomas on the back of the foot, and he did not realize it. And the initial call is that the officials are giving the ball to the East Ascension Spartans on the 31-yard line. They're having a conference there.
It's kind of strange, Jay. Lamar Thomas didn't know the ball touched him, but an official standing way away from the scene seems to think that it did. Lamar Thomas made no effort to go after the football, which would lead you to believe. I think that the officials reacted to the crowd that time because the crowd thought the ball touched him, but there's no way that the official would know that.
In fact, Lamar jumped out of the way to try to avoid the ball.
Okay, we're going to take another look at it, Jay.
All right.
It appears that Lamar Thomas had no idea that the ball touched him. He never made an effort to go for the football. An official way away from the scene called that it did touch him, and the crowd reacted as if the ball touched Lamar Thomas, and the officials reacted to the crowd, it appears.
There's a timeout out on the field right now as the Baker defense is talking this over on the far side. Greg, this might be a fine opportunity for you to tell us, the folks, about some of the fine sponsors that make this game possible for us.
Without these sponsors, it wouldn't be possible to bring Baker High School football to these folks at home. And we want to thank Superior Ford of Zachary. We want to thank Friends Hair Salon in Baker, Louisiana, PPP Interior, Billy Ann's Floors, Bill Burbank with State Farm, and What's in Store, Miss Jan Brignac. We want to thank these folks who make it possible to bring you Baker High School Buffalo football.
All right, we're back to play now. The Spartans have the ball on the Baker 31-yard line and have the first serious deep possession of the game for either team.
Well, the Spartans got a break that time, folks, on a punt.
They sure did.
It was a high punt, and the officials ruled that the ball touched Lamar Thomas.
Russ Landry. We have an interception, folks.
Well,
we have an interception by Baker High School. There's a flag down on the play, but it looked like, from this vantage point, that number 14, Russ Landry for the East Ascension Spartans, was across the line of scrimmage when he threw that ball. But we'll have to wait for the officials to sort everything out. That's exactly what he's
all right, we're going to take another look at it, Jay.
Out of the air.
Perhaps that was a little justice there in following the play that the official called the ball touching Thomas.
Now, Greg, this game has been full of unusual plays. Johnny Fletcher got that ball. Somebody looked like a pulling guard stepped back and hit him. The ball popped up in the air. He turned a 360 and turned around, and the ball landed right back in his hands. We've had almost a 100-yard kickoff return, a bobbled punt, interceptions, what have you. I don't know what else we're going to have tonight.
We haven't talked a great deal about field condition as we did earlier in the telecast, but the field is sopping wet, and it's going to cause different things to happen to that football. Right there, we almost seen a fumble by the Baker Buffalo.
That's right. Lamar Thomas tries the right-hand side, and the Spartans are home. As we pointed out earlier, both of the defenses are playing up to the expectation of all the fans so far. It's going to bring up third down and a long 7 for Baker High School.
Folks, if your television picture looks a little shaky, it's because where we have to mount the camera in the tight quarters of this press box, the press box is a little shaky. It's not our cameraman, so we want to apologize to you, but we don't want you to be blaming Mr. Bert Carson.
Lamar Thomas attempts a run around the left side, but East Ascension Spartans are home and throws Lamar for a loss of 1 yard on that play. It's going to bring up fourth down and about 11 yards to go.
If it appears that Jay and I seem to be talking sometimes at the same time, that's going to happen. We're not even in the same hemisphere. If you can see where we're located in this press box, we're not standing near each other. We have no way of knowing except through Indian hand signals as to who's talking and who's not.
Kick is blocked into the air, recovered by East Ascension Spartan, and run in for a touchdown, Greg. It's more strange happenings.
Well, nothing's happened from the line of scrimmage so far. We're going to take another look at it, Jay. All right, folks, we just had a blocked punt. Baker Buffalo's punt was blocked, and it was carried into the end zone by the East Ascension Spartans to tie this ball game at 6-6. Both teams so far have scored on unconventional plays, you might want to say, Jay, neither from the line of scrimmage.
That's correct, Greg. If I was superstitious, I would think this would be Halloween night because we've had some really freak plays so far, and it's not even the end of the first quarter yet, so the rest of this game is going to be exciting, I can tell.
The ball was bobbled by the Baker punter, and the East Ascension was in there on top of him whenever he got ready to kick the football. So a good play by the East Ascension Spartans that time to give them an opportunity to get back in this football game. Whoop,
There's a bobble of the extra point, and it's blocked.
We have the same kind of a situation. Both teams missing their extra point advantage that time. A score with 1 minute and 29 seconds to play in the first quarter of play. Both teams have capitalized on what we'd consider an unconventional freak opportunity to score a touchdown.
When you have a family of your own, you want to make sure they'll have the things they need, the way you always did. When it's time to plan the life insurance program to secure their future, there's someone nearby you can depend on. Your State Farm agent knows life insurance and is ready ready to help, like a good neighbor.
Call Bill Burbank at 926-6630.
This VCR is hungry again. It's eating another tape.
John, I think there's something wrong with my VCR.
Oh, no problem. Just give it a few light taps and it'll be good as new. Don't call the neighbors or think gremlins have landed in your VCR. Have it professionally repaired by an expert at Video System Maintenance in Baker. Give us a call at 775-8155 for free estimates and have the problem solved right away. Video System Maintenance, 427 Charles Street in Baker.
That's right. The big momentum has swung back the other side for the moment.
Well, on the kickoff with 1 minute and 29 seconds to play in the first quarter of play, the score is 6-6. We'll see if the Buffaloes can put something together.
It's a deep kick going to Lamar Thomas on a 25-yard line. He's going up the middle again, and he's finally cracked down on about his 38-yard line.
This time on the kickoff, the East Ascension Spartans kickoff team rose to the occasion, stopping Lamar Thomas for a short return on about the Baker High School 38-yard line, where Baker will take over 1st and 10.
From the old 39-yard line.
They were talking about the conditions of the field, some action that's taking place so far at the line of scrimmage. Not very much on behalf of either offensive team, as we said earlier. But
that's correct. We're going to see our first pass from Baker High School. Johnny Fletcher's back. He lofts one up.
It's caught. We got an interference call. Possibly a flag is on the play.
That's right. James Manigan, number 88, came up with a great catch. We've got an interference called on East Ascension.
The Baker receiver kept his eye on the football, going for the football, and the East Ascension Spartans stepped in and made contact with him before he had an opportunity to come down with the football, making no attempt for the football himself. So the East Ascension defensive secondary is guilty of a pass defense violation. That's called by the official.
That's right. They marched off 15 yards, which would give Baker the ball in East Ascension territory for the first time tonight.
Perhaps the receiver did not catch the football. Is that right, Jay? It would appear from here that he did. It would
appear that he did not if the officials did not give him the reception. Johnny Fletcher pitches back to Eric Butler, and East Ascension's defense is there waiting for him. Throws him for a 3-yard loss. The ball spotted down just across the midfield stripe in East Ascension's territory, but that loss is going to bring up a 2nd down and 13 yards to go.
So far, folks, this game's everything that is cracked up to be. Two fine high school football teams meeting each other, probably the pinnacle of both of their leagues.
Johnny Fletcher hands off to Lamar Thomas, and he scoots up the middle for a nice gain, almost a 10-yard gain to the 40-yard line.
Jay, both of these teams are fitted to be leaders in their respective districts. In 7 Quad A, of course, Baker Buffaloes have been picked number 1, and East Ascension Spartans are considered the number 1 team down here in 6 Quad A right now. So there's a lot of pride, like we said, at stake in this ball game, aside from a little bragging rights.
That's correct, Greg. It's 3rd down and a long 3 to go. And that's the end of the first quarter. At the end of the first quarter, the score is East Ascension 6, Baker 6. Well, we had an exciting first.
That special feeling when you're driving a superior deal is satisfaction. Superior Ford, where the savings are real. For service that's one of a kind. The friendliest people you'll find at Superior Ford and Zachary, where you can drive a superior deal and feel superior.
Play football for this week.
We're getting ready to resume play. When we left, it was 3rd down and a long 3 to go. We can see if Baker convert their 3rd down. They haven't converted one yet tonight. A handoff to Lamar Thomas. He breaks to the outside. He's to the 30. He's to the 20. They're not going to catch him. He's going to go all the way for a touchdown, Greg. More fireworks. Lamar Thomas.
What can you say, Jay? He's done it so far this year, week after week, game after game. We're going to take another look at it real quick. Lamar Thomas. Folks, the instant replay of Lamar Thomas taking that football into the end zone to give the Baker Buffaloes another advantage here.
All right, we're getting set for the extra point. Johnny Fletcher holds. The snap's down, the kick is up, and it's good.
This time the Baker Buffaloes put the extra point through the uprights, and with 11 minutes and 52 seconds left to play in the second quarter of play, the Baker Buffaloes have taken a 7-point advantage and lead the Spartans by a score of 13-6.
Keep the doctor away. Will your health insurance really help? Or will medical care costs speed it up too fast? If you want a free review of all your coverage needs, check with State Farm. To find out how healthy your health insurance really is, see a State Farm agent now.
Call Bill Burbank at 926-6630.
Jersey on out there tonight instead of a blue and gold.
Well, when he gets a step, no one's going to catch him. Greg Mook's going to kick off. It's a short kick that's taken on the 35-yard line by one of the up men, and he brings the ball back to about the 47-yard line.
One of the big East Ascension linemen, as Jay said, the up men. Well, no, it's number 24 carried for the Spartans. I don't think he's used to handling the ball for the position he plays on the kickoff. Baker hadn't put a kick on a kickoff tonight past probably 25 or 30 yards left yet, so the short man's been getting a little action.
Well, the Spartans start this series in good field position on their own 47-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go. They put a motion in, man in motion to the right, handoff over the right tackle, and Baker High School is there to stop it. Big number 73, Terry Causey, our all-district candidate, all-state candidate for Baker High School that anchors that line, is right there to wrap him up, hold him to about a 1-yard gain, bring up second down and 9 yards to go. Other than the big plays, these defenses aren't giving up many yards. They're giving them up very grudgingly. Landry drops back. He's looking to pass. He shoots one out, and it's almost intercepted by Sullivan.
Robert Sullivan appeared to dive for the football. The official rules that he trapped the football, so that was a good effort by number 21, Robert Sullivan.
All you have to do is look for the football, and little number 21 is there.
Jay, we want to thank the folks here at East Ascension for their courtesy and allowing us to have a spot up here in the press box, and they've been very courteous, very kind to give us room up here. We're not received this well every place that we go, as well as we have been today, and we want them to know that we do appreciate it.
It's third down and 9 yards. He throws the pass. It's complete to the Baker High School 35-yard line.
Big number 88 that time. Number 88 received the football that time, Wayne Coleman for East Ascension, making that fine reception.
He went up high to get that one. He was well covered by several Baker defenders, but he just went up and took that ball away. That's the second time that they've reached down deep and come up with a pass play like that. This gives them some of their best field position. First down and 10 to go on the 34-yard line of Baker. Here's a handoff over right tackle. It goes for about 5 yards.
Jay, we're talking about the courtesy these folks have been to us so far. Mr. Terry Quinn up in the press box with us, who's doing the filming for the East Ascension Spartans, been very kind, helping direct us around and get started up here, get set up. We want to thank him. I'll tell you how they grow them up here at East Ascension. Mr. Quinn's got a son out there tonight, a sophomore, number 71 on the field, 6'1", 215-pound sophomore. That boy's going to be a threat against the future Buffalo team. You can book that.
There's Bobble on the play. The quarterback recovers the ball right about the 30-yard line. It's going to be a short loss on the play of about 1 yard. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 5 yards to go. That field position is being threatened by the grass, the wet grass. As Greg and I have pointed out all through the evening, the rains here earlier have made the handling of the ball quite treacherous, as we have seen already. There he drops the ball again, and he's tackled immediately.
Big number 77 for the Buffalo.
Tim Gooden. That's 2 plays in a row that the quarterbacks bobble the ball, and I'm sure because of the dampness tonight.
We got a timeout on the field. East Ascension Spartans calling a timeout with 9 minutes, 11 seconds to play in the first half of play. For the Buffaloes lead the Spartans by a score of 13-6. Jay, this is a real high-strung football game. Both crowds, you can hear when their team does something halfway decent, it's almost deafening. This game is important to the fans, not just to the football players. All of the fans are extremely excited about this football game and hope to come away winners. If it's a situation where it's a close call, you wouldn't think it was close by listening to these fans. They think that their people and their team is right. And they're going to get out there and they're going to voice their opinion. It's been very, very deafening so far when we've had some action on the field. That's what it's all about. That's where the excitement of high school football is displayed. And that's what keeps bringing me back year after year, I can tell you that.
That's right. There's nothing quite like high school athletics.
We want to thank our sponsors, Superior Ford and Zachary, Friends Hair Salon in Baker, PPP Interiors, Billy Ann's Flowers in Baker, Bill Burbank State Farm in Baton Rouge. We'll be back in just a moment after this
On
play.
an important 4th down, number 14 rolls to the right. Robert Sullivan is there once again.
Well, they're going to call the ball dead.
And Buffaloes have held him and will take over on about the...
Boy, that was a beautiful open field tackle by number 25,
really
Robert Sullivan. We want to thank the rest of our sponsors while we have the team changing field this time. What's in store in Baker, Miss Jan Brignac, John Olin Brown, limited attorney at law, and I had the pleasure of having Jay Brown up here, Mr. John Olin Brown himself announcing with me tonight. Video Systems Maintenance in Baker, Louisiana, has been with us for the last several years, and very pleased to have them as one of our sponsors.
All right, we got 1st down and 10. Johnny Fletcher pitches back to Lamar Thomas. Lamar sweeps the right end for a small gain. Every time Lamar Thomas touches the ball, I think everyone on the East Ascension side gasps, Greg.
Yeah, and he winds up with about 10 blue jerseys surrounding him, too.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. The ball is at the 31-yard line.
That was a gain of about 2 yards that time. They'll bring up 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Johnny Fletcher hands off up the middle.
Lamar Thomas picking holes, fighting his way out against the Spartans that time. Maybe a pickup of about 4, maybe 5 yards on the play, Jeff.
Well, I think that was number 33, Eric Butler, carrying the ball that time.
Okay, number 30, I'm sorry, 33, Eric Butler.
Eric's getting his first start tonight. He's a promising sophomore, played quite well last week, and this is his first start at fullback.
Folks, if you're watching this game on Saturday morning, the 10 a.m. telecast of this game on Saturday morning, we want to remind you that it will be replayed Monday at 5:30 p.m. on the same channel.
Lamar Thomas has got the ball again. He breaks it for a 1st down across the 40-yard line. He's exciting to watch, folks. He's finally run out of bounds on or about the 40-yard line. It'll give Baker High School 1st and 10 to go on their own 40-yard line.
Again, if you're watching this game on this 10 o'clock Saturday morning telecast, it will be replayed. You can tell your sons and daughters if you have some of your sons are players and they're at the films Saturday morning, that it will be replayed Monday at 5:30 p.m. right here on Channel 2, Cable Vision Channel 2.
Johnny Fletcher pitches back to a new running back, Earl Marcel. Earl is stopped for a very short gain. That's Earl Marcel, number 4, in spelling Lamar Thomas at the deep back. He picked up about 1 yard. That'll bring up second down and 9 yards to go. Cedric McNeely goes into motion. Johnny Fletcher drops back. Looks like he's going to throw a pass. He's looking downfield. He dumps the ball off, and it's intercepted.
Johnny Fletcher could have done a great deal better had he maintained possession of football and ran it. He had an open field around the right side. He was definitely in trouble. His receivers were well covered. He threw into the hands of 2 defenders, maybe 3 defenders for the East Ascension Spartans. Well, Johnny Fletcher's done well for the Buffaloes this year, so if he makes one little mistake, we're not going to harp on him. I want to tell you, I wouldn't trade all the good things he's done for some of the few 1 or 2 little errors like that he's made for the Buffaloes, Jay.
No, indeed. With the ebb and flow of this game, it just fits in with the strange goings on tonight. East Ascension takes over on the Baker 45-yard line with 1st and 10 to go. Their quarterback drops back, and he's hit hard, and it's almost intercepted. Right around that ball again, number 21, Robert Sullivan. And did you get the other number, Greg?
Number 10, Chris Womack, almost made the interception.
That's right, Chris Womack was right there, too.
But the ball fell a little short. Number 10, Chris Womack that time.
Well, Russ Landry, the East Ascension quarterback, was under quite a rush, and he just dumped that ball off.
Chris Womack, number 10, is the defensive safety for Baker. He's seen a lot of action this year, and he is a fine safety, a fine young man, has a very, very good grade point average, the kind of kid that every high school is proud to have. I know his parents are proud of it.
There's a handoff up the middle for a short gain. They just haven't been able to get too many yards trying to run on that Baker middle, Greg. And no one's been successful this year. That was a gain of only about 2 yards to bring up 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
8 yards is a ton in this field condition.
Half the quarter's gone already. We're under 6 minutes left to play till halftime, and the Buffaloes are leading 13-6.
We're not at the end of this ball game by the farthest stretch of the imagination. There's a lot of exciting football coming your way.
That's right.
Folks.
Landry drops back to pass again. He throws it out there.
Oh, goodness.
It's almost intercepted again.
Both teams, Jay, both quarterbacks are throwing the football into traffic. Both defensive secondaries are having great opportunities to pick off footballs, and they're leaving them on the ground. But I think it's because the receivers on both offensive teams are trying to make cuts, and because of that field condition, they're losing their footing and they're not being where they're supposed to be when the ball gets there. But that's an excuse. They're not making it. I'm making it for them.
That's correct. Well, we're getting ready to see more of the kicking game. That has provided a lot of fireworks tonight. It's a high kick. There's a fair catch way forward by Lamar Thomas, and he fields it this time on about the 19-yard line. So the Baker Buffaloes will take over 1st and 10 to go on their own 19-yard line.
Well, the field position, the position at this time is against the Baker Buffaloes. If they'd miscue that football or something down there where they're at, the Spartans could definitely have an advantage. Baker Buffaloes haven't had a great deal of good field position tonight. Of course, some of the times they had been out toward midfield, but they have never had the football deep down in the East Ascension Spartan territory. In fact, neither team on few opportunities have been knocking on the other one's door.
No. Johnny Fletcher hands off left tackle for a short gain.
Trying to get a number, I think.
Carrying that ball is number 33, Eric Butler.
There you go.
He picks up about 2 yards to bring up 2nd down and 8 yards to go.
I want to thank Treb, the television radio broadcasting company of Baker, Louisiana, owner Mr. Bert Carson, for making Baker High School Buffalo Cablevision football possible this year and the previous years.
There's another handoff to Thomas up the middle for a short gainer.
Of course, old Bert's kind of everywhere in the community. You know, it's not just football. Wherever some action's happening, he's there to report on it with his camera or notebook. We do want to thank Cablevision for allowing us to broadcast these football games via their media. But this football game, folks, is produced and brought to you by Treb.
We've got third down and about 5 yards to go for the Buffaloes. The ball sitting on about the 24-yard line. Johnny Fletcher barks out the signals. He fakes a handoff. He rolls out to his right. He puts the ball up in the air far downfield, and it's right off the fingertips of number 13, Lindsey Scott. I think that's the longest pass that we've seen tonight attempted, Greg.
I think it is. I think it wasn't a bad pass.
No.
There would just happen to be a sideline over there. And,
that's correct. He just ran out of real estate over there. That's going to bring up fourth down and about 5 yards to go. And here we go again. It's adventure time. Another kicking play.
Goodness gracious. You remember what happened, the nightmare that happened the last time the Baker Buffaloes?
I'm sure that's going through Greg's mind, and he's going to make a good catch. He had another little bobble.
They got a big rush on.
And he barely got that one away. It's a low driving kick fielded by number 8, Toby Wagaspak, for the East Ascension Spartans on the 42-yard line, and they'll take over there. This is a seesaw battle. Neither offense can seem to get going, Greg.
They had the East Ascension Spartans had one man deep to receive the punt, and they had 10 rushers going through that line. And let me tell you, they were right there when Moot got that foot into that football. They were breathing down his neck. That's dangerous.
Maybe our cameraman will get a chance to get a shot at this East Ascension sideline.
East Ascension got a new quarterback in the ball game, Jay. Number 12, I believe, is his number.
That's right, Jody Fife. He hands off for a very short gain, if any. I think our cameraman is going to zoom in. This, folks, is a quagmire.
Number 14, Landry, is out of the ball game at quarterback for the East Ascension Spartans. And I think you said number 12 is in the ball game. We don't have any indication as to why they're starting quarterbacks out of the ball game.
No, he's a 6-foot senior, so they may just be alternating quarterbacks, very much like Coach Thomas does with Johnny Fletcher and Greg Moot.
So far, he's proven to be a pretty good signal caller there. He's got a cool head, and his team's on a little short drive here right now after 2 plays.
That was about the best running play they've had up the middle. A short gain of about 5 yards is going to bring up third down and a long 3.
There was some trapping going on in the interior offensive line that time, and they were very successful at executing that too, Jay. So it left a hole open you could drive a Mack truck through.
Right. I see number 14, their quarterback. Oh, great play. Great play by Tim Gooden. He shot through there and dropped the runner for a loss.
Well, we get to put that ghost on them this time, Jay, and that they got to be back in punt formation, and perhaps Baker can get a decent rush through there. We hadn't rushed the punter very successfully. I'm speaking the Buffaloes hadn't rushed the East Ascension punter very successfully so far tonight. They're giving him time to kick. And our man, when we're back to punter, is being pressured terribly. Well, I think we're putting the emphasis on the run back.
That's correct. We got Trent Ellis and Lamar Thomas back there, 2 fantastic offensive threats. It's a high kick. Lamar Thomas signals for a fair catch on the 15-yard line where he takes it in.
Back in the hole again. Baker Buffaloes are going to take over deep in their territory again inside the 15-yard line, perhaps the 14-yard line. 1 minute and 59 seconds to play in the first half of play here in Gonzales, Louisiana at the home field of the East Ascension Spartans. The Baker Buffaloes lead the East Ascension Spartans by a score of 13-6. This so far tonight, folks, is anybody's ball game. Nobody has possession of this ball game yet, or is in control of this football game. Baker taking over with 1 minute 59, as we said, left in the first half, but they're taking over deep in their own territory in dangerous field position.
Johnny Fletcher hands off to Lamar Thomas for a very short gain. I don't know if Coach Thomas is going to do too much fancy footwork down on this end of the field, Greg, with this much time left. He may be content just to run that ball and eat that clock up and go into the locker room. If you can go in at halftime with a lead on the road, it makes you feel good no matter who you're playing.
Well, you go in the locker room with a 7-point lead at halftime on the road and against a team like the East Ascension Spartans, you can be doggone happy. I can tell you that. I will be.
There's another handoff off the right-hand side for another short gain.
Butler carries.
Eric Butler carried that time for a very short gain and bring up 3rd down and 7 yards to go as the clock ticks down to under a minute left to go in this half.
Well, the city of Baker sent a lot of folks here tonight. If we can see across the way over there in the stands, there is some new temporary stands here at the field at East Ascension. They've got concrete pads underneath the stands. For you folks who's been down here before, you remember the condition of the old stands. They fell through about 3 years ago with some of our fans.
Johnny Fletcher drops back to pass. He hums one and incomplete.
It was intended for number 13.
That's right, number 13, Lindsay Scott. Well, so
you
much
can see the folks across the way there. How many people came with Baker? And there's standing room only over there. So these people follow the Buffaloes, as do the fans of the East Ascension Spartans. You can't see this side of the field, but the home stands are full tonight over here, folks, with blue and gold for these Spartans. So, like we said earlier, this is an exciting football game, and the outcome is very treasured.
That's right. Well, so much for Coach Thomas playing it safe. He throws a pass on 3rd down deep in his own territory with only 30-some-odd seconds left to go on the clock. And here we are. It's 4th down and 8 yards to go.
Procedure against the Buffaloes as they were lined up in punt formation. So that puts them at a little another 5-yard deficit. There's 33 seconds on the clock, but in that territory of the field, you can bet they're going to rush everybody they got in a blue jersey at the Baker Buffalo punter this time. And there's some dangerous happenings down there. We know how East Ascension got one of their scores already. So Buffaloes are going to bow their back and stop that surge from coming through there. We're going to see it right now, folks.
Greg Mook fields it cleanly. It's almost blocked again. The ball's taken by number 8. Toby Wagasback, and he's dragged down.
That time.
There was good coverage by the Baker Buffaloes on that short kick.
Good defense, the official right there as the Buffaloes throw the Spartans to the ground. Spartans do have good field position. They don't have a lot of time on their side with 23 seconds on the clock, but they do have field position advantage right now, as that was a short kick, but it was a desperate kick. It was, well, I say short, it was short, but it was a decent kick considering the conditions and the rush that he had on it.
Well, number 12, Jody Fife,
we'll have a timeout by the Spartans, Jay. 23 seconds to play, folks. Here in Gonzales, Louisiana, the East Ascension Spartans find themselves on the short end of a 13-6 score, but they're everything that they were chalked up to be. I can tell you that. They came here tonight to play football, and anything can still happen. We're right in the middle of this football game, nowhere near the conclusion.
Jody Fife, number 12, drops back and throws a long pass well to the outside of his intended receiver.
He, number 37, broke to the inside, and I'm not sure that he would have been open if the ball would have been through in that direction, Jay. It was through to the outside. He had to reverse direction, which let the ball fall on the ground.
I think this is indications of things to come.
You're fixing to find out right now, folks, what number 20 Von Page and number 10 Chris Womack are made out of back here at defensive safeties for the Buffalo. And
there's a tremendous rush put on Fife.
That's how you break up pass plays.
That's right.
Jay.
He's sacked on the 45-yard line.
Best pass coverage, the best defensive secondary pass coverage is before it gets to the secondary. Now we got a timeout. East Ascension Spartans called timeout with 4 seconds on the clock. So in all probability, we have time for one more play if it's a running play or a pass play. I don't think that they'll have an opportunity to get two off short of a penalty taking place, Jay.
Well, this first half has been dominated by the defense, mistakes, and a few brilliant plays, mostly by Lamar Thomas.
Folks, we at near halftime here, since we're playing for the coveted mayor's trophy of these two fine cities, we're going to try to have the two mayors up here at halftime, but it don't appear that that we're going to have the room or the facility to get them up here, so we hadn't sought after them. But
have we seen them tonight, Greg? They still may be out on the golf course. I've seen Pete's game before. I don't know about Johnny.
I'm waiting to see who gets the bragging rights on that match. Now that's a whole different sport by itself.
All right, folks, there's 4 seconds left to go in the first half. East Ascension has one more play left.
Yeah, we got the two mayors sitting right here in front of us.
And they hand off up the middle, and that'll do it for the first half.
We still might be able to get them up here and say a word to them. They're sitting right here in front of us, Jay. Let's get them up here.
Well, that is the end of the first half, folks. Baker High School goes into the locker room, leading 13-6 over the East Ascension Spartans.
Hungry again. It's eating another tape.
John, I think there's something wrong with my VCR.
Oh, no problem. Just give it a few light taps and it'll be good as new. Don't call the neighbors or think gremlins have landed in your VCR. Have it professionally repaired by an expert at Video System Maintenance in Baker. Give us a call at 775-8155 for free estimates and have the problem solved right away. Video System Maintenance, 427 Charles Street in Baker.
Special feeling when you're driving a superior deal is satisfaction. Superior Ford where the savings are real for a service that's one of a kind. The friendliest people you'll find at Superior Ford and Zachary, where you can drive a superior deal and feel superior.
insurance agent, and they told their neighbors. These folks told their neighbors that same agent was good for life and health insurance, too. And this family recommended the same agent to insure their neighbor's home. Why do so many people end up buying all their insurance from a State Farm agent? Ask a neighbor.
State Farm is there.
Call Bill Burbank at 926-6630.
Special feeling when you're driving a superior deal is satisfaction. Superior Ford, where the savings are real, for service that's one of a kind. The friendliest people you'll find at Superior Ford and Zachary, where you can drive a superior deal and feel superior.
Here we are at halftime, folks, of the Baker High School East Ascension football game. With me in the press box is two very, very important factors to this ball game, the two leaders of the two cities that these teams represent. This is a very important ball game to both of these cities. As we told you earlier, these two football teams are unique in that they represent cities by themselves. They're not like the conglomerate school system throughout East Baton Rouge Parish that don't belong to a particular one city. This is the only high school that's in Gonzales, East Ascension. The only high school in Baker, Louisiana is Baker High School. With me are the two mayors of these fine cities, Mayor Johnny Berthelot, the mayor of Gonzales, and Mayor Pete Heine, the mayor of Baker, Louisiana. Both of you guys got an early start on competition today where Mayor Heine told me he was going out after y'all this morning to set the pace and put it on y'all on the golf course length. Johnny Berthelot comes in here tonight and tells me there was a little different story that took place. I kind of want to hear it from the horse's mouth.
Well, I can tell you like it is. We're behind right now in the football game, and I'm not giving up. I think we're going to come back in the second half. But so far today, I have beat the pride of Baker in one thing.
Yeah,
that's on that golf course.
Let me say something, Greg. You know, when a big old man like this beats a little old fella like this, he really hadn't done anything,
really
right?
taking advantage.
Right, he hadn't done a thing.
They kind of double teamed the mayor because a former mayor played with us today.
Right.
He was the director of the Louisiana Municipal Association, Charlie Pasqua. They double teamed you. You think they wasn't standing on your golf ball sometimes in the rough or something?
Driving over them with the cart.
That had to be what happened. Folks, I want to tell you, this is Johnny Berthelot's a very good friend of mine. Gonzales, Louisiana is kind of a second home. I love Baker, Louisiana, and that is my home. And that's the place I love. But I'm real familiar with y'all's area down here. I spend half my life, this is where I work. This is where doing real estate appraisal work, and these folks are very courteous to us all the time. This is a good rivalry, Pete. It's been a good rivalry for years, and so far we playing for that coveted mayor's trophy. So far, we've been having that trophy for the last 4 or 5 years, and I think since Johnny's been the mayor, he hadn't had it.
Never have had it.
We're going to try to keep it that way.
I tell you, it's a shame.
Keep it. Greg, I told them down there on the radio, if they get it tonight, it'll be for one reason only. It needs to be replated. And if it, it's got some spots on it. And so if we let them have it, we're going to let them keep it this year to get it replated, and then we want it back.
Hey, Greg, I'll be glad to take it and replate it, because I hadn't had it since I became mayor, and I've been a big Spartan fan. In fact, I finished school at East Ascension, so you know how dear it is to me to win that trophy at least one time during my first term.
Greg, let me make one point, serious point, that you made about the school being the only school from the city. If you look at this field and see how beautiful it is, and a lot of the credit, a lot of the work goes to the city of Gonzales, just like we've done in Baker, and this is how the taxpayer really gets the most for his buck. Because the same people are paying for the school system are paying for the city government, and working together, things like you see right out here, and it's beautiful. It looks like a college field. I'll tell you,
pride.
You really to be commended.
The men come out and work on this thing as they do in Baker, Louisiana. That's the advantage you guys have of having high schools in your city like that, to where the people come together and take pride in that in the school, as they do throughout the community. Y'all have some new bleachers on the other side that our fans are sitting in tonight that we're real proud of.
Yeah, by the way, that's city bleachers that they borrowing. The school board has, they got some new ones coming in, but we allow them to use our bleachers, and we're proud of them, and we're glad that they filled with those Baker Buffalo people.
Well, we're glad you guys came up here with us in the press box tonight. Mayor Pete Heine from the city of Baker, Mayor Johnny Berthelot, the mayor of the fine city of Gonzales, and the contest is still on, man, 13-7. I'm not comfortable, I'm going to tell you. Appreciate y'all being with us. That's right.
Greg.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Good seeing you, John.
special feeling when you're driving a superior deal. It's satisfaction. Superior Ford where the savings are real. For service that's one of a kind. The friendliest people you'll find at Superior Ford and Zachary, where you can drive a superior deal and feel superior.
Make any day special with Fun Flowers from Billy Ann's. Starting at just 25 cents, Fun Flowers fit any occasion or give them for no reason at all. Billy Ann's is ready to help you with your flower needs day or night. We're easy to reach. When thinking of flowers, all you need to remember to do is dial Florist. Our staff of professionals are ready to serve you. Remember to just dial Florist for Billy Ann's flowers and gifts.
Okay, folks, we're starting the second half of play here in Gonzales, Louisiana, between the Spartans of East Ascension and the Baker Buffalo. We could have a little video problem. We're not sure yet. We're monitoring it right now, but hopefully you can at least pick up sound in some sort of a picture. But if you see that it's a little distorted, don't be adjusting your TV set just yet. We're trying to work out the bugs, but there's an indication from the producer and the director that, and also the cameraman, that there's a problem with the video, so we'll see if we can work this out. We'll get a little further word. We can't tell. We don't have the room tonight in the press box to have a monitor, so we can't tell for sure, but we're getting an indication from several of our cameramen stationed throughout the bleachers that we're having some video problems. I think they're giving us a high sign now, Jay, that seems that they've got it functioning, so we're going to quit apologizing and start announcing the football game.
No problem. East Ascension starts off the second half by a fumble snap from the center and losing 2 yards on the play, Greg.
All right, the second quarterback for East Ascension is starting the second half of play, little number 12. I don't have a roster.
That's Jody Fife.
Okay, Jody Fife quarterbacking for East Ascension starting the second half here. He is the second quarterback of the game, the first one being number 14.
Russ Landry's on the sidelines and doesn't appear to be hurt. Perhaps
they probably have a two-quarterback system.
That's correct. Here's a handoff off the middle. Number 44, Brett Davis, breaks it for a first down. Well, that's about the first exciting running play that they've had this game. Maybe they found something at halftime to talk about and capitalize on, Greg.
It had to be exciting. It got Jay Brown excited. He said a hand up off the middle instead of a handoff up the middle. So
it surprised me so much that they gained any yardage up the middle on us.
Now the hand up off the middle.
That's correct.
We're going to get that straight.
Don't do it anymore.
That's right. Buffalo defense had a little weakness that time, but like so many times, they come back to a rise to the occasion.
That was defense a little bit better.
Number 70, Terry Causey, number 73 for Baker, making the initial stop. Boy, big Terry Causey's everything he's cut out to be, everything that people expected from him. He's doing a fine job. Number 73, Terry Causey, did a good job last year and is probably the leader at the line for the Buffaloes this year. Number 73, Terry Causey.
East Ascension's got second down and 8 yards to go on the Buffalo 46-yard line. There's another handoff.
East Ascension's got a drive. They made a big first down a while ago, and after 2 plays, they're going to have third down and short yardage, Jay.
Well, it looks like the coaches may have pumped them up in the locker room because they've come out with fire in their eyes this half. He'll bring up third down and about 2 yards to go.
9 minutes and 50 seconds with the clock running here in the third quarter of play in Gonzales, Louisiana.
There's another handoff, and the Baker defense is there.
They stopped him that time, Jay, in the backfield for probably a yard, maybe 2 yard loss, and that is the Baker defense there.
That's right, and it was 73.
Too close to midfield, out near about the 43-yard line for East Ascension to go for first after a loss on a play like that.
That's right.
Had they gained a yard to possibly a yard and a half and was left with a yard or a half a yard, they might be trying for it, but after a loss, they're going to go ahead and keep the Buffaloes deep in the hole as they've been for most of this football game.
Deep to receive the punt for Baker High School is Lamar Thomas. Mr. Excitement. There's a short hop, but he gets the kickoff, and it's going to go over the receiver's head, and it downed on the 10-yard line. Well, we're used to starting way back, and we've got it again right outside the 10-yard line, so 90 yards away from the goal line.
Both of the deep receivers for the Buffaloes that time decided that the punt was so high and well kicked that they wouldn't have an opportunity to field the ball, and perhaps it could get a Baker roll into the end zone, but it stopped where it hit, that being on about the 10.5 yard line.
Johnny Fletcher brings the team out. He hands off to Lamar Thomas. Lamar goes around the left side, and he's hauled down after a short gain of about 2 yards.
Well, Lamar Thomas is their workhorse, Jay. It looks like they're gonna start using him in this second half right off the bat. So they definitely need to use him. He can break at any time. So short of him being wore out,
he ought to sleep well tonight for sure.
No two ways about it. They've used him tonight, and he's graciously welcomed the opportunity.
There's a handoff up the middle to Eric Butler, number 33. He picks up about 2 or 3 yards. He'll bring up third down with about 5 yards to go.
If I could take this opportunity to mention our sponsors again, Jay, who's without their cooperation and sponsorship, we couldn't bring these football games to the people at home. After this play, I want to mention these folks.
All right, it's an important third down for Baker. They hand off once again to their bread and butter man.
The Spartans that time anticipated who would carry the football and what would be happening, and they were right there waiting at the hole. Eric Butler carried the football. The interference was being led by Lamar Thomas.
There's a very short gain on the play. They'll bring up fourth down.
Baker's going to be in that dangerous situation again that they've found themselves in a couple of times, and being in punt formation. A while ago in this same position on the same end of the field, a slow snap and a slow punt cost Buffalo 6 points.
Well, Greg Mook handles it, and he gets the kick away.
Good kick.
And a great roll. The ball is finally touched.
Got a flag on the play. We might have a roughing the kicker. We got a flag on the play deep back where the punter was. The officials indicating that it is against the East Ascension Spartans. That could be a little shot in the arm for the Buffalo.
Indication is roughing the kicker.
Roughing the kicker is called against the East Ascension Spartans. So I didn't keep my eye on it to see if it happened. We're going to take another look at it. Well, but we probably didn't have the camera on. We were following the football. So on other punting opportunities for the Buffaloes tonight, I know they had heavy rushes, but I hadn't seen anything prior to this play that would indicate that they did rough the punter. But again, I can't make a judgment. I didn't pay attention to it. The indication is that the Spartans did rough the Baker punter. So that's going to be a big shot in the arm for the Buffaloes, getting them out of that deep spot that they were. Unintentional is what they're going to call it. It'll be about a 5-yard penalty.
That will
but it is enough to give the Buffaloes the first down.
Well, obviously the East Ascension punt rush is getting very aggressive. They feel like they can get to our punter.
Well, if there's a popularity contest going on tonight, the man with the white hat will not win from this side of the stadium.
No. There's a handoff to Earl Marcel. He dances around for a small gain.
I want to mention our sponsors, Jay, Superior Ford of Zachary, Friends Hair Salon in Baker, Louisiana, PPP Interior, Billy Ann's Florist in Baker, Louisiana, Bill Burbank with State Farm in Baton Rouge, and Monteil Carson. What's in Store, Miss Jan Brignac, and Video Systems Maintenance, Baker Company.
There's another handoff, Greg, to Earl Marcel. He tries the right side of the Baker line, but East Ascension is there to rack him down for little or no gain. That's going to bring up third down and about 5 yards to go for the Buffaloes.
Jay, we asked all of the parents and the fans of Baker High School football to support these establishments that we've just mentioned. Support these businesses. If you like to see your kids play football, if you like to see Baker High School football, go to these stores and buy from them, and they'll continue to support Baker.
Johnny Fletcher drops back the pass and then has to run the ball. There's a small gain on the play, but there's a flag on the field, and the initial signal is holding. That's going to set the Buffs back. They can't seem to get a drive going tonight, Greg.
Well, we got a penalty here with 5 minutes and 36 seconds left in the third quarter of play, where Baker's leading the East Ascension Spartans by a score of 13-6. 5 minutes and 36 seconds. The penalty against the Buffaloes, and it's a big one. All right, now the folks on this side of the stands now is in love with the guy in the white hat. A while ago they were wanting to bury him, but all of a sudden he's back in the graces of the East Ascension fans, folks.
That's going to bring up a third down and 15 yards to go. Johnny Fletcher brings the team up. He's got two wideouts, but he hands off to Eric Butler, who racked down on the play for no gain. Both of these defenses are playing an outstanding game.
The defense for East Ascension was in the middle of moving when the ball was snapped. They were in the middle of shifting, and it makes it difficult to take care of your blocking assignments for the offensive team. So,
well, here we are again, folks. It's fourth down and excitement time again. It's time to punt. Greg Mook in deep punt formation for the Buffaloes. He handles this one cleanly and gets it off. It's a short kick.
Flag, roughing the kicker.
They've hit Greg again.
Well, I think they might call it against Mook for imitating a. It might be against the Buffalo.
The officials are speaking to the Spartan captains.
Might be against the Buffaloes for the punter imitating that he was rough. You can't do that, Jay. I hate to.
Is that an illegal procedure call?
It possibly would be. This is. I hate to be preemptive in studying what the officials might do, but
well, we're going to get a signal here in a minute for the official.
Oh, it's against East Ascension for roughing the kicker, it appears.
Well, that's an unusual situation. The flag's on East Ascension, and they talk to their captains first. Maybe he's warning the captains to speak to his rushers, because that's two in a row.
What they will get out of it, Jay, is probably not going to be enough for a first down. I want to apologize. I'm accusing the Buffaloes of an infraction when in fact they weren't guilty of anything, but only because the official was only talking to the East Ascension Spartans, led me to believe that they would do that. It's not going to be enough for a first down, so the Buffaloes are back in that same dangerous situation.
This may work to the East Ascension Spartans'
it very well could
advantage. Of course, Greg's capable of much better kicks than that last one we saw, and hopefully he will get a better kickoff. There's not been any dull moments in the kicking game this afternoon, this evening, folks. Every time a ball's been kicked, there's been excitement.
Good kick. Long, hard drive. They're trying to set up a wall, but it's not that. Good defense.
Number 88, James Manigan, makes a great tackle.
The Ascension Spartans attempted to initiate a wall on this side, but it never did get developed, Jay. The Baker Buffalo penetrated that wall, and Manigan made the tackle.
The Spartans are going to take over on their own 47-yard line. They've had the better of the going and field position in this second half, but no one's been able to put any points on the board yet. Fife is still at quarterback for East Ascension. He hands off through the middle. And that's number 21, Robert Sullivan. There's Robert Sullivan one more time, Greg, making a tackle in the middle of the line.
Fox running with 3 minutes and 55 seconds left to play in the third quarter of play here in Gonzales. Baker leading the East Ascension Spartans by a score of 13-6.
East Ascension takes no time getting up to the line of scrimmage. The ball set on the 50-yard line. There's a handoff and a sweep to the left-hand side. He's brought down by the entire left-hand side of the Baker line after a short gain. It's going to bring up third down, about 3 yards to go.
Third down. 2 yards to go to the first.
East Ascension up to the line of scrimmage. They're trying that sweep play again. The Baker line's there again. Good defense by Baker line. I see Terry Causey, Robert Sullivan, and a whole host of Buffaloes getting up.
I don't think they want to spend, the Spartans want to spend the night running directly at Terry Causey. I can tell you that. He's probably one of the finer defensive linemen in the state of Louisiana. They better try to pick some holes at the other side to their advantage.
Well, it brings up fourth down for East Ascension, and we're punting again. And in deep punt formation for Baker is Mr. Excitement, Lamar Thomas, and Trent Ellis. There's a high kick. Both of them are waving for a fair catch, and they almost run into each other, but finally Lamar Thomas brings it down on the 19-yard line, where it'll be first and 10 for the Baker Buffaloes.
Typical possession of the football, starting a drive inside the 20-yard line again, Jay.
Both teams have had 3 plays and punt this second half. It would appear at this point anyhow, unless there's a dramatic change in the way the game has been played, that breaks are going to win this game.
Well, field position definitely hadn't been to the advantage of the Buffalo. So
Lamar Thomas breaks through momentarily for a 6-yard gain. There was a small hole in the line, and he shot through before East Ascension Spartans could corral him on the 25-yard line. Bring second down and 4 yards to go. Lamar's got to be getting tired, Greg. He's running that ball an awful lot tonight.
No two ways about it. Again, we want to thank Treb, owner Mr. Bert Carson, for bringing you Baker High School football, folks.
Baker hands off up the middle again to Lamar Thomas.
Bert Carson, the producer, we want to thank you and all of your entire staff for bringing us Baker High School football. All of your cameramen tonight, your director, your colorman, your announcers is doing such a fine job for you.
There's a timeout on the field right now by the officials. It appears that Lamar Thomas picked up enough ground to measure to see if there's a first down for the Buffs. It appears that he got it just by the nose of the football. Greg, that's the first rushing first down that I can remember in this half for Baker.
Oh, definitely in this half, and it might...
They were far and few between in the first half.
They definitely were. We made a touchdown from the line of scrimmage on one. You'd rather have that than the first down.
That's correct. Can we call this a sustained drive? We have a first down.
Perhaps.
Johnny Fletcher pitches back to Lamar Thomas. Lamar sweeps the left side of the line, and he's pulled down after about a 3-yard gain. I know the East Ascension's coach must have his heart skip a beat every time Lamar Thomas gets pitched that ball and goes around that outside, because he's capable of breaking it on any play. There's a handoff straight up the middle to Eric Butler for good yardage. He's brought down on about the 36.5-yard line. That's going to bring up a third down and about 3.5 yards to go. We're going to see if the Buffaloes can convert on this one and keep this short drive alive.
That's going to end the third quarter, Jay. The third quarter play ends, folks, here in Gonzales, Louisiana, with the East Ascension Spartans on the short end of a 6-13 score, with the Baker Buffaloes leading. So we'll start the fourth quarter of play, and in tradition, you'll see the hands of the Baker Buffalo in the air, indicating that the fourth quarter will belong to them. So.
That special feeling when you're driving a superior deal is satisfaction. Superior Ford, where the savings are real, for service that's one of a kind. The friendliest people you'll find at Superior Ford and Zachary, where you can drive a superior deal and feel superior.
First play of this quarter is going to be a very important possession down, third down, and about 3.5 yards to go for Baker. Johnny Fletcher hands off to Lamar Thomas. Lamar bounces to the outside, and he's pulled down by a good tackle by East Ascension Spartan, who penetrates.
East Ascension in this half has shut down the outside pursuit of the Baker offense out there by having some defense pursuit of their own. They're bringing the left safety crashing whenever the flow of traffic starts to go that way. He crashes and gets into the backfield. And so far, the one man that's making the move is making the tackle.
So far, Coach Thomas has been content to keep this ball on the ground on his end of the field. There's much less passing. There's another low snap to the punter, but a good kick. Is driving number 8 back.
He might have
it goes over his head. He picks it up on about the 15-yard line, circles back to inside his 10. He's trying to get to a wall, but the Baker players are there and knock him out on the 20-yard line. That was a great kick and roll and coverage by the Baker Buffaloes, Greg. We've got them back on their end of the field.
That was a fair effort, though, by the return team for East Ascension. The return man fielded the ball very well and kind of lollygagged until his people could get set up, which is good heads-up football. And his people did get set up, and a block or two was thrown against the Buffaloes to get them for another 5 or 10 yards up the field. Fine effort by the receiving team of the East Ascension Spartans that time. Well, for the first time, we're down, like you said, in East Ascension territory, if we can keep them there for a little while.
There's a handoff up the middle for a short gain of about 4 yards. Bring up second down and about 6 yards to go.
No doubt about it, Terry Causey's played one of the better games of his career out there tonight. He's been in on a great deal of the defensive work out there. He's done a good job for Baker.
One can only wonder when the air game is going to come back for both of these teams. Running seems to get neither one of them anywhere. And there's a handoff, and the Baker Buffaloes are all home and stop it for a loss.
Folks, we want to remind you that each week the staff and management of Trev, the production company that brings you Baker High School football, picks 5 players of the week, and these 5 players receive some goodies from some of the merchants in Baker, Louisiana. We picked the 5 players and turned them into Coach Thomas last week. There'll be 5 players for tonight's football game picked also. So there is another sort of a contest going on out there all along.
Fife drops back to pass.
Oh, got a
he
ball.
throws one downfield.
Good defensive coverage by number 22 for Baker.
That'll be Buddy Garrett.
Yeah, Buddy Garrett stayed right there with number 37 for East Ascension and stayed with him the whole way. The quarterback did air that football out that time and made a little aerial attack out of it.
That's right. He threw that ball to the outside, and Buddy kept himself between the ball and the receiver. That's going to bring up 4th down. And Lamar Thomas. And
football was about 42 or 43 yards in the air that time, Jay.
The boy's got an arm. There's no doubt about that. Trent Ellis and Lamar Thomas are back to receive the punt.
He'll get it away, as usual.
There's another fair catch by Lamar Thomas on the Baker 40-yard line. 40-yard line. That looks much better than what we've had to work with all night long.
They were starting to see the field position change a little bit to benefit the Buffaloes than it has the first 3 quarters of tonight's football game, but we need to work it to our advantage. The Buffaloes have to take advantage of some decent field positions to make it worth our while.
Johnny Fletcher still at quarterback for the Baker Buffs. He hands off to the workhorse, Lamar Thomas. He bounces off one tackler and is finally dragged down on the 44-yard line. That'll bring up second down and about 6 yards to go. A long 6. Cedric McNeely is wide open for a pass from Johnny Fletcher. He pulls it in on the 48-yard line.
Give me some help here, Jay. We're going to need a little help.
It's third down and only 2 yards to go. This is an important third down for the Baker Buffaloes. The ball is close to midfield, and the first down would give them excellent field position. Johnny Fletcher drops back. He hands off. Lamar Thomas breaks the line of scrimmage. He's finally brought down on the East Ascension 46-yard line, but not before he's picked up a first down, Greg. So it'll be first down and 10 to go on the East Ascension 46-yard line. Perhaps this is the drive that the Buffs needed to take some time off that clock and put another score up. Buffs come up to the line of scrimmage, and there's a flag on the play.
I don't know if it's going to be called offside. The defense is lining up, and they have a chance to move. Maybe they got set.
We got an illegal procedure call on the Buffaloes.
Baker's penalized 5 yards for illegal procedure and brings the football back to about the Baker 48-yard line, where it's going to be first down and 15 instead of first down and 10, Jay. 7 minutes and 50 seconds left to play in this ball game. Baker leading the Spartans by a score of 13-6. And they have possession of the football. Maybe they're trying to run the clock down a little bit.
Fletcher goes back to pass. He pumps once. He unleashes a long pass downfield. And there's a flag. There's a flag. That was definitely interference.
No two ways about it.
My grandma could have called that when he was face guarding him all the way, and then he hit him before the ball got there.
No two ways about it. The receiver had the defensive man beat, and the young defender went for the player. Got there a little early, Jay, because he was beat. It's going to be interference against East Ascension and would probably be a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Well, that gets you out of the hole fast, but if Johnny could have spotted him just a little sooner, he was wide open. He was downfield waving for the football, Greg.
Here we have the officials marching off the football. I think it's an automatic first down, I would feel sure.
Well, that's 15 yards for sure, and it is a first down. That gives Baker first and 10 to go on the East Ascension 37-yard line. And East Ascension calls timeout on the play. Greg, this is the best field position that we've had practically all night to start a series from.
This is perhaps when we needed most with 7 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the ball game. We have good field position, as you said, Jay, and the situation at hand is good, where it's going to be first down and 10 after that big penalty. Folks, as you know, you're wondering that the receiver was way down the field and could have possibly caught that ball. The new high school rule is that it is a 15-yard penalty instead of giving them to the spot where the man was fouled, which in this particular case was to East Ascension's advantage. because they could have lost about 15 to 20 more yards of real estate had the old road been intact.
Is that prime real estate?
We're talking prime real estate at this point of the football game, folks. Johnny Fletcher coming back into the game for the Buffaloes. Hopefully the head mentor and his staff over there has helped out Johnny with some information that he can maybe assist the Buffaloes with some points on the board.
Johnny hands off to Lamar Thomas, and he's met by the whole center of the line for East Ascension.
Good a defensive effort as you can see in high school football. That play right there, the East Ascension Spartans did.
There was a small loss on that play, bring up second down and about 11 yards to go, folks. But perhaps more importantly, the clock, which is now the ally of the Baker Buffaloes, keeps rolling along. Johnny Fletcher drops back, and he's going to be sacked on about the 44-yard line. He didn't have a receiver open, and his protection broke down, and he was thrown for a loss. East Ascension is down, but they're not out of this game. They're charging hard on every play, as you would expect in a game between the East Ascension Spartans and the Baker Buffaloes. Every one of them is a war. We've got third down and long yardage. We're going to see what the brain trust of Coach Thomas comes up with. There's a pitch out to Lamar Thomas. He bobbles the ball for a moment, recovers, and picks up about 6 yards on the play. He's gained back the yardage that was lost on the sack. It's going to bring up about fourth down and 11 yards to go, Greg. Greg Mook's in the game, but with Greg coming in, you never know whether they're going to punt or pass the ball or what. Greg appears to be dropping back in punt formation, but we have to remember he is the backup quarterback.
Well, he's got...
Well, it was a high snap, but he pulls it in, and he punches it downfield.
A good kick.
Takes a bounce, and it's rolling, and it's going to be down inside the 2-yard line.
Goodness gracious. Beautiful punt by Greg Mook. He didn't put a big, strong foot into it. He place kicked the thing like he knew what he was going to do, and they let it roll in. East Ascension Spartans assumed the ball was going to go on into the end zone, but it died on about the 1.5-yard line.
That was a beautiful kick.
Well, there's a lot of real estate between the Spartans and the Baker goal line, that being about 98.5 yards, Jay. So with 5 minutes and 57 seconds to play, East Ascension finds himself in a hole now at 7 points behind the Buffalo.
I'm sure Coach Broussard, the defensive coordinator for Baker, loves to see all that real estate out there. Once again, they try the center of the Baker line, anchored by Terry Causey, and they get nowhere. Very small gain on the play. Pickup of only 2 yards. Going to bring up second down and 8 yards to go as East Ascension's in the shadow of their own goal line. Fife brings the Spartans up to the line of scrimmage. The man goes into motion, and it's a handoff off tackle. But once again, the Buffalo defense is there to hold him for a very short gain. Number 28, Harold Williams. Collaring the runner. It's going to bring up third down and about 4 yards to go. The Baker defense surely isn't giving them anything. This is a very important possession down for East Ascension. There's a snap. Fife keeps the ball and he rolls to his right, but he's being run down from behind. Eddie Gibbs ran him down from behind, but not before he was able to pick up a first down for East Ascension.
that was a beautiful, deceptive play by the Spartans that time, Jay, that managed to let their quarterback spring to the outside. And, of course, by Eddie Gibbs, that was a beautiful play. He ran him down from behind.
He can move pretty fast for a 205-pound young man.
Well, they're getting a little bit more breathing room out there, getting away from the shadows of the goalpost.
He's rolling out to the left-hand side. He shoots a pass out here to Davis, and it's complete.
All right, we got a flag on the play. I think that maybe one of the East Ascension Spartans got a little rambunctious there toward the end.
Yeah, I believe
he against one of the Spartans. After the tackle was made, one of the players on the Spartan team got a little extra rambunctious. You hate to see that happen, doggone it. When they do something good like that, it's going to negate the extra yardage that they picked up on that play.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a big one.
I don't know what you say. It's downheartening for the team, and I'm sure that young man that happened to, it's probably worse on him than anybody, but called clipping is what they call it.
Well, that will negate a long gainer, and in fact give them a loss. It'll be first down and 11 yards to go. Fife rifles one downfield, and he's sandwiched.
Well, that appears to be great pass coverage. The partisan crowd for the Spartans are calling for a pass interference, but we all do that in situations and conditions that we're in right now. But
Chris Womack and Von Page had him sandwiched.
Well, they both went up for the football too, and that's completely legal in high school football. Go for the football is the attack, and then people gets knocked around. It just happens, Jay. I tell you what, the Spartans are a never say die team. I'm going to tell you that. They are alive and well. They're starting to put that football up in situations that's dangerous.
Well, Fife drops backs again, and he's under a tremendous rush. And Terry Causey one more time, number 73.
Well, let me tell you, 86, Eddie Gibbs was
there.
And caused him to have to go toward Terry Causey. Both of those young men played a fine football game tonight.
Well, that's going to result in another loss for East Ascension. It's going to bring up third down and about 15 yards to go. And the clock didn't stop on that sack. It's still running with only 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the game. Fife drops back to pass again. He throws a little flare pass. Beautiful defense, almost a safety. Number 42, Scotty Clark, was right there to collar the receiver and throw him down on the 3-yard line.
Okay, Jay, here we see the two mayors leaving the stands to head to the football field sideline. See Mayor Heine in the lead with the trophy in his hand, because Baker has possession of the trophy this time, and Mayor Johnny Berthelot in the yellow shirt behind him. They're going to the field sidelines to make a presentation as to whatever the outcome of this game turns out to be. 2 minutes and 25 seconds left to play, and the clock is running, and the punter for East Ascension is deep into... Fair catch call for by Lamar Thomas. Baker, I'm sorry, number 23.
Cedric McNeely.
Cedric McNeely caught the punt for Baker.
Mayor Heine looks like he has a mighty good grip on that trophy.
He certainly does. I guess he's a lot more comfortable right now than Mayor Berthelot is.
Well, there's a flag on the play. The officials are discussing it at about the 17-yard line.
Well, maybe perhaps a roughing the...
We have a tripping call.
Against Baker. That's going to put a whole new light on the situation, giving the football back to East Ascension. Coach Larry Thomas across the way is having a little conversation with the officials. He's not very happy about the outcome of that call right there. It was a very, very long discussion. I'm not sure I understand. I think maybe Baker will regain.
They're going to retain possession of the ball. The tripping was after the kick.
I see.
So we will retain possession. We'll just have the ball 1st and 10 on our own 50-yard line.
Everybody's 50-yard line.
Well, actually, it's the 49 and about
so it is
3/4. the nose of the ball is just touching the 50-yard line.
Well, that makes you feel a little bit better that Baker will maintain possession, folks, with 2 minutes and 18 seconds to play. Buffalo's leading by 7 points, a score of 13-6 here in East Ascension Spartans' own house. So
Fletcher hands off to Lamar Thomas. He bounces off one tackler. He's finally brought down by a second tackler.
What can you say about that young man? He never quits. He spins and turns and picks up that extra valuable yardage at a time when we most need it to keep a drive alive toward the end of this football game. Both mayors on the sideline now, on the Spartan sideline at about the 15-yard line. Mayor Pete Heine with possession of the coveted Mayor's Trophy that we fight for every year.
Lamar Thomas picked up about 3 yards on that play. He'll bring up 2nd down and about 7 yards to go for the Buffaloes.
Inside of 2 minutes to play.
Fletcher hands off to number 5, Trent Ellis. Trent gets away from 1 man, gets away from 2 men.
I don't know what happened in the middle. I can't. The power went off.
Is it on now?
Yeah. We on again. Go.
Okay, folks, we might have had a little technical difficulty and missed a piece of that play. We hope not for Trent Ellis' sake, but fine run by that young man. Giving Baker a 1st and 10.
Hand off to Lamar Thomas. Lamar bounces to the outside. Finally brought down, still inside the field of play, which will keep that clock rolling. Pickup of about 2 yards.
Electricity went out. I don't know where.
Is it back on?
Yeah, we back rolling.
Clock's down to 1 minute left to play in the game. Baker has possession of the ball and a 13-6 lead.
Short of some miracle, it appears that the Baker Buffaloes will walk away here victorious tonight, remaining undefeated for the 1987 season. But having been in a hard-fought football game, they know they're playing a good football team out there tonight. And East Ascension is no doubt one of the leaders in their district, Jay, and need to be well respected in the district by their future opponents, I can tell you that.
Earl Marcel runs into some stiff competition there from the East Ascension line and has held a little or no gain. There's a timeout on the field. East Ascension uses one of their timeouts to stop the clock with 37 seconds left to go in the game.
We don't know how many timeouts is left, but you can bet that East Ascension will use every bit of theirs. It's going to be 3rd down, I think, when play starts, when play resumes. It'll be 3rd down, so Baker will have 2 offensive plays with 37 seconds left on the clock. And short of picking up a 1st down, they could use some of that valuable time up with those 2 plays unless East Ascension is left with a bundle of timeouts left, Jay.
Well, a tremendous amount of spirit is still being exhibited on both sides of the field, and I don't think there are really going to be any losers tonight. Someone's just going to come out on the short end of the score. There are no losers with these 2 teams. It's all heart. Johnny Fletcher pits back to Earl Marcel. Earl cuts upfield for a short gain to the 30-yard line, and East Ascension quickly calls timeout with 28 seconds left to go on the clock. That's 2 timeouts for East Ascension. We didn't keep count earlier whether they called another one, but they can only have a maximum of 1 more timeout. But we'll see what the Buffaloes do. When we resume play, it'll be 4th down and about 6 yards to go. The balloting's going on right now up in the booth for the players of the game that Greg had mentioned earlier. They have so many outstanding performances by young men on offense and defense for the Buffalo. It's going to be a tough decision of which other ones to leave out and which 5 to select tonight. Well, we're about ready to play out the rest of this game. The Buffaloes appear to be foregoing the punt.
To let the clock run, Jay, possibly.
They hand off to Trent Ellis. Trent Ellis gets away from one man. He sweeps to the outside. He breaks another tackle. He dances around, and he gets up.
I believe he might have enough for a first down, Jay.
He did. He finally was running out about the 20-yard line.
That young man, if he got a first down, he got that individual effort. He was out there by himself with two defenders on him all the way for the entire distance.
They had him bottled up in the backfield.
Personal effort and personal fortitude, folks. You see him moving the chains. Allowed Baker to make a first down on that crucial last-ditch drive here to regain possession or maintain possession of the football here at the end of the ball game. Well, Jay, we came up. The sportscasters have come up with the 5 players of the week so far in this ball game for the Baker Buffaloes. 5 players of the week is number 73, Terry Causey, done a fine job. Again, number 9, Lamar Thomas, who has been a workhorse out there tonight. This is his second week in a row where he got player of the week. Also, number 66, Thomas Cobb, and nose guard, did a fine job for the Buffaloes. And let's talk about the quarterback that worked himself to death out there tonight. Number 15, Johnny Fletcher, is one of the 5 players of the week. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. That's the end of the ball game, folks. The Baker Buffaloes will leave Gonzales tonight victorious over the East Ascension Spartans by a score of 13-6, where the Baker Buffaloes remain undefeated. The 5th player of the week tonight will be number 33, Eric Butler, who had a fine job for the Buffaloes. So that's the players. The 6th player, we usually only pick 5, but the 6th player will be Mayor Pete Heine, who you'll see taking the field to greet the Buffaloes out there with the trophy in his hand. He has possession of the trophy, so we're going to name him the 6th player, the 6th player of the game tonight. Jay, we got a few statistics. If you can manage to put those together in your mind, we want to kind of share them with the folks here toward the end of the telecast. There we have, folks, in the yellow shirt, Mayor Johnny Berthelot, the mayor of Gonzales, and standing next to him in a gray shirt and a white cap to his left, Mayor Pete Heine, the 2 mayors of these fine cities, talking to the head mentor, the head coach of Baker High School, Coach Larry Thomas. Mayor Heine will allow Mayor Berthelot to hand him the trophy one more time again this year. So the city of Baker maintains possession of this fine, beautiful trophy that we talked about at halftime. There we have it. And we have the 2 mayors still talking to the head coach. We want to make sure that we have them. Okay, the presentation has been made. Mayor Pete Heine received the trophy and is handed on to the athletic director and head coach of Baker High School, Coach Larry Thomas. How about some stats? The Baker Buffaloes savoring their victory here on at the center of the field at Spartan Field in Gonzales, Louisiana. Jay, is another exciting football game and kind of a nail-biter because you didn't know up until the last few minutes of the ball game who could possibly win this football game. Both teams are very good football teams, as you said on several occasions, and when they play each other, anything can happen. They're both exciting communities, and the fans' excitement that follow these 2 teams are just unbelievable. But I'm proud to be part of Baker High School football. Glad to have you with us doing some announcing with us until Sid and them gets back, and maybe you'll hang around and help us out at some of the home games and being with us in some announcing and some other work. And I'm just glad to be part of Baker High School football, as I know you are. Folks, we end tonight's football game with Baker being undefeated after the 3rd regular season of play. And we have some exciting football coming to you in the balance of this year. So we're going to be starting district play very shortly, perhaps just next week, I think.
That's right. Next week,
Strumel will be the first district game. So we're going to need y'all to come out and support the Baker High School Buffaloes and support these sponsors that help bring Baker High School football to you. Superior Ford of Zachary, Friends Hair Salon of Baker, Louisiana, PPP Interior in Baker, Louisiana. Also from Baker, Billy Ann's Florist, Baton Rouge, Bill Burbank, State Farm, and Monteil Carson. And What's in Store in Baker, Louisiana, along with Video Systems Maintenance, who does a fine job on a lot of the video equipment in Baker. We thank you for watching Baker High School football and ask you to be back with us next week for some more exciting